We all know that there are emotions at play with healthcare professionals, but I think generally the feeling is healthcare professionals do tend to be more rational in their thinking than other customers in other sectors. But I just don't believe it's the case. If you know, first of all, healthcare professionals are human beings like we are, and they're presented with the similar challenges in their personal lives that every one of us are. But also from a healthcare perspective, they're under immense pressure in terms of time and workload and budgets, and they're surrounded by a vast landscape of information in terms of the different products available and the different conditions that they need to treat, and the variety of patient personas that present before them. And it just isn't possible for the human brain to assimilate all that information and come to one single rational conclusion. So we use unconscious processes to take shortcuts to help us with these decisions. And it's those unconscious processes that really underpin behavioural economic thinking. And by applying that BE thinking into our pharma market research, we're really able to tap into those processes and uncover them. From the projects that we've worked on with using behavioural economics, obviously during the market research, so the execution of the project, the behavioural economic thinking really comes through in terms of the level of insight that is coming out from the field. And it isn't just what people are saying, it's often about what they're not saying, observing their context. Really gives a different perspective on the situation. But the other two major milestones where BE really comes into its own is, first of all, at that initial stage where you bring everyone together on the client side of the company, all the relevant stakeholders into that kind of initial kickoff, and really get them up to speed on the behavioural economic thinking and the biases and the heuristics. And it really gives them a different perspective, and not different as in just another way, but a very much more fundamental process of looking at the market and looking at the customer and looking at the brands. The next major milestone is at the delivery stage, and it isn't just about delivery, it's about collaboration and engagement with those stakeholders. So it's really about what needs to change in the market to drive greater success and greater competitive advantage, and bringing all those stakeholders together to fundamentally look at what needs to change. To an extent, behavioural economic thinking has an application in a lot of scenarios, but probably where it's best suited is where there's a seemingly lack of logic happening in the market. So an example might be product A has launched, product B has been on the market for a little while. Clinically, they're very, very similar, but product A is 30% cheaper, but no one's using it. And there isn't any rational reason why, given the pressures of the NHS and so forth. And so there's obviously something else at stake, something much more emotive and unconscious that is affecting people's behaviours. So in those kind of situations, it can really come into its own. But we've seen it in conjoint TPP testing, looking at pre-launch brand strategy and understanding where the changes are that are needed within the arena, right up to market maturity for a product where it's been on the market for a number of years, and there's some behavioural economic processes at stake that are affecting that product.